by. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Now live from Bud's Classic Barbecue, here's your host, the voice of the Tigers, Mike Kelly.
Welcome to the show. Coach Eli Drinkwitz gets the day off today as a bye week for the Mizzou football team. They're back in action coming up on November the 9th as they'll take on the Sooners of Oklahoma. And I think the 96th meeting between the two schools, it'll be at sold out for O'Field in Columbia coming up on the 9th, and it'll be an evening kickoff as well, so make plans for that. Also, make sure you go online to 𝑀UTigers.com. If you're coming to the game and search for construction issues that may impact your ability to get into the stadium, because as you know by now, the North End Zone Stadium project is well underway. So we want to make sure that you check that out on your way in. So coming up on the show tonight from Bud's Classic Barbecue on 9th Street, across the street from the J School, we will have with us for the first half of the show, Missouri's Director of Athletics, Laird Veatch. How about a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen?
Thank you, Mike.
Father time of the Missouri coaching staff, Brian Smith, will join us coming up at about 7:30. Now in his 27th season as the head wrestling coach, and what a job he has done. 12 conference titles. At least one of his wrestlers in each of the 26 previous seasons has qualified for the NCAA tournament. So that's quite a streak of consistency for Coach Brian Smith. And then the SEC Coach of the Year a year ago, and vying for winning that award in back-to-back years, Don Sullivan from the Mizzou Volleyball program. They're red hot, and we'll talk to her coming up at about 7:40 this evening. Bud's Classic Barbecue. We're here for all of the Tiger Talk shows for football and basketball on 9th Street in downtown Columbia. Across the street from the J School, it's barbecue done right, open 7 days a week. Let them do the cooking while you make the memories. Mizzou Athletics would also like to thank its premier partners, 𝑀U and Shelter Insurance. And we also welcome you if you're watching tonight on Matrix Midwest. With that, let's bring into the conversation the Director of Athletics at the University of Missouri, Mr. Laird Veatch. It's great to see you.
You too, Mike. You too. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for doing the show. Sincerely appreciate it. It's great to have you on. I think the fans always love to get an update from the Director of Athletics on a variety of different topics. You're 6 months into your job here at Mizzou. What have the first 6 months been like?
They have been truly, truly fantastic. You know, I've thought back in the last 6 months and you know, what would I like to be different or better, and I can genuinely say that there's really not anything. I mean, we just have really good people here, good coaches, feel great about the staff, support we're getting from not only donors and the fans and the community, but leadership at the university. There's just so many things that are genuinely very, very good at Mizzou right now, and it's great to be with it. Either I'm still on the honeymoon phase, or things are pretty good. One of the two, or maybe both.
Yeah, I think maybe both, but in particular, things are pretty good. It's good. It's a great time to be a Tigers. I think a marketing campaign once came up with back in the mid-'90s. During your introductory remarks inside the Stevens Indoor Practice Facility, you talked about people that impacted your life and that led you to be here to where you sit today. I don't know if you know this, but for longtime Missouri fans, it was 10 years ago today that we lost Coach John Cadillac, who was very dear to both Laird and I. So as you think back, Laird, about the impact that John had on your life as a young development officer at the time, what are some of the things that come to your mind?
Yeah, well, first of all, I did not realize it had been 10 years until you said that to me earlier. And I remember seeing you at the funeral later, shortly after that. And, you know, how impactful that was to me. But, you know, John Cadillac was one of those people that I think everybody that really knew him just loved him. You know, and he made them feel like he loved them more than anybody else. He just had an unbelievable sort of infectious personality, and you know, his ability to connect with people. And you know what, I've said this before, but what he really taught me about fundraising, you know, people always say it's about relationships, and it is, but it's really about, it's not just about the likability and the things that he had, it's about trust and the way he handled himself as a person. You know, he was obviously just this bigger than life personality, But, he really made you feel like he cared about you, and you just couldn't help but like him. Just an unbelievable man, somebody I've said many times, one of my favorite people in the world, and I know we both felt that way.
Yeah, we certainly did, and we certainly miss he and Dahl, to say the least. But, if he were alive today, and the University of Missouri and Mizzou football meant so much to John Cadillac, if he were alive today, to see the last 21 games and seeing a football team that's gone 17-4 in the last 21 games, but also to see what has happened to Memorial Stadium over the course of the last decade, he would have, I know, he'd be smiling, he'd be so proud, an ear-to-ear smile, and that takes us into another topic, because it's a big piece of what you and your staff are working on right now. Of course, that's the Memorial Stadium Improvement Project. Where are we? We've seen some of the scraping begin on the North Rim. We've seen some of the parking lots fenced off. Just to bring us up to date on where that project sits as we speak today.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, I feel really fortunate that I show up and literally on day one that this was sort of identified as priority one before I got here. And because I know the value of having a project that is that significant and that visible and that meaningful to our fan base, to the program. It's such a rallying point when you have something like that, and there's a lot of pride in it. Just to your point about Coach Cadillac and how he would feel. And it is rolling fast. It's going really well. You noted that there's a little prep work already going on in Lot B at the north end. It is a very fast-paced project that it is overlapping in the time space right now, where we're in ending design development, which basically means the structure will be set, but yet we're getting ready to actually break ground here at the Arkansas game. So the last home game of the year, we'll have the official groundbreaking, and then we're literally going to get started right away. Work through the 25 season, be done by 26. We've made that very clear to the architects and the contractors and everybody involved that's very, very important. Right. But it's and it's going to have a huge impact, not just on the ability to have these great suites and club seats and all the experiences that are within it, but the impact overall on the in-game experience. You think about being a player on that field when you are truly surrounded, and how much louder it's going to be. And I believe, really, for our fan base, that it's going to be such a signature look and building for us. Like when you drive by a stadium, when you stop and take pictures, it's going to be meaningful at a lot of levels, and I'm proud to help it along.
20 years ago, Mizzou Arena changed the skyline in Columbia, and now coming up in just a couple of years, the North End Zone project will do that as well. Speaking of the Arkansas game, and Mizzou fans should give themselves a little bit of a round of applause. It is officially sold out. So that means every home game has sold out throughout the course of the 24 season. That means it will go into the offseason with 12 consecutive sellouts. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think I heard a stat earlier today from one of our smart staff members that shared with me the last time we sold out a full season was 1979. So last time I checked, that was quite a while ago. I think
that was quite a while ago.
So it's been quite a while. So appreciate our staff. Obviously, that takes winning, right? It takes the program that Coach Drink and the staff and the players have built, but it also takes a staff that works really hard in the background to help make all those things happen. And it is really meaningful. It sends a big message that we're serious about Mizzou football.
Let Shelter Insurance take you to the zoo this season. Find an agent near you. ShelterInsurance.com/Mizzou. A chance to win 2 tickets to a Tiger home game during the 24th season. That's Laird Veatch. I'm Mike Kelly. We're off and running on Tiger Talk from Bud's Classic Barbecue on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today, you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024, Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
You could call it swagger. You could call it a vibe. You could call it confidence. You could call it cool. Or you could call it exactly as it is, Tiger Pride. Show your Mizzou spirit with a Tiger checking card, only from Central Bank. Sign up today at tigerchecking.com. Central Bank. Strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network, now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
They're here, they're hungry, and they can't be stopped with ivermectin. Choose Safeguard when you deworm your cattle to take out resistant parasites like brown stomach worm, Cooperia, Nematodirus, and others. With Safeguard's efficacy, you can kill more resistant worms in your cattle, so you don't leave potential on the table. Consult your veterinarian for the diagnosis and treatment of parasitism. Then bite back at safeguardworks.com.
Preparation is the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Tigers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pregame routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Tiger Pride, powered locally.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. That's why our agents work with you to design an auto, home, and life insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter is known for our award-winning customer service, satisfied customers, and a plan for you. Isn't it time to check Shelter out? Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
We are back on Tiger Talk from Bud's Classic Barbecue. Here in downtown Columbia. I'm Mike Kelly. Laird Veatch is with us for the next couple of segments, and then Brian Smith will join us as well. We'll hear from Don Sullivan, Missouri's volleyball coach, coming up at about 7:40. Did you know that the University of Missouri has partnered with Matrix Midwest for an exclusive pre- and post-game show each week? You can watch Mizzou Live, presented by Patient. Check out your local listings. MU Extension wants you to know that October is Farm to School Month. So help us celebrate as we connect schools with fresh, high-quality, locally grown food, provide health and nutritional education, and also support local and regional farmers. Fall sports season well underway here at the University of Missouri. As you know, the Mizzou football team is 6-2 after losing on the road at Alabama this past week. Tigers with a bye week will take on Oklahoma. It's sold out for O'Field coming up on the 9th of November. Missouri, for the 21st consecutive week, is still ranked in the top 25, checking in this week at number 25. And over the last 21 games, Missouri is 17-4 over the last 21 games. So when you think about the football season, now here we are 3 quarters through it. Just a thought on Coach Drink and the job that he and his team are doing.
After the game at against Auburn at homecoming, I was in the locker room after the game, and I went up to Coach and told him that I love to watch him work, to be able to be in the corner and kind of see how he interacts with the players, how he talks to them, after a game, both in the highs and the lows. He just has a really good touch, a really good feel for how to work with the players, but he's also just really, really smart. I've been impressed in a lot of ways. Feel really good about the program overall, the things that he and the staff are doing, and I'm just excited to see it continue. I know we had a little bump this last Saturday, and you run into games like that. But I can tell you the program is really in good hands and heading in the right direction.
How do you view your role with him as the athletic director and he as the head coach, particularly for someone like yourself that played the game at such a high level? I'm just curious how you try to manage that relationship, if you will.
Yeah, different athletic directors do that differently.
Right.
How they work with coaches and support coaches. I'm a believer that we hire them as experts for a reason. It's my job to support them, to help provide resources, to help run through hurdles and traps and issues that are there. Try to just support them, right? Yeah. And try to be an ear that they can trust and that they know is there for them. and work through challenges and problems. But, we're not here for X's and O's. We're not here to critique those things. We're there to support them because they are a very high level of what they do. And not just him, but, the coaches, 2 coaches you're going to talk to next are exceptionally talented. They've got to the sort of height of their profession in the SEC for a reason. And, that's the way I try to approach it. I know that's the way our staff does, and it seems to work well.
Don Sullivan's volleyball team is 15-5 on the season. They're 6-2 in the SEC, tied for second right now. Huge match coming up on Friday when they go down to Austin to take on the Texas Longhorns, who are ranked, I think, number 9 in the country right now. Yeah, and we're second in the SEC right behind them, I believe. Yeah. And it's been really important, impressive for me to see how she coaches and how the team continues to improve. I told her earlier in the week, to me, that's one of the testaments of really good coaching or teams that continue to improve throughout the year, and just how she has an impact on their ability to be successful and to see the game and to continue to develop throughout the year has been really impressive. She's a former K-Stater, I think.
She is. Yeah, I wasn't going to bring that up, but you did. So
yeah, I did. Yeah, I just thought about that she did. She was an All-American at K-State. Soccer team lost to LSU on Sunday, 5-10 on the season, 5-10-2, 3-6-1 in the SEC.
Absolutely. And, I believe it's about the best season they've had in about 6-7 years, so we're showing real progress there. It's when you have a program that goes into a dip, it's difficult really to bring it out of that, and you can tell that she's doing the right things to get us there. I think we're waiting to find out based on match this weekend if we're going to get into the SEC tournament or not, but certainly making progress there as well.
Cross country heads to the SEC championships this weekend. I'm just curious, the national championships, though, in cross country are coming to Columbia. Is it next year that they come here?
It is next year. That's correct. Really excited to see that. We hosted our first meet out there earlier this fall, so I was able to go out and see that, witness it. It is an unbelievably impressive venue. The city of Columbia and that partnership with them to go make that happen, and the impact that'll have for us as a program, but also on our community from an economic development standpoint, right, et cetera. It's really smart and good to see when communities learn how to embrace those kind of opportunities together.
From a bonding standpoint, have you thought about having your senior staff go out one day and just run it together?
I have not thought about that, Mike, and I don't intend to either. Actually, yeah, I may go out there and walk a little ways, but I'm sure not running that far, that's for sure.
It's Laird Veatch and I'm Mike Kelly. Back after this on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
Black and gold season never ends at the Tiger Team Store. Gear up for game day with the largest official selection of black and gold gear and gifts. From the latest Mizzou SEC gear to everything you need for your tailgate, the Tiger Team Store is your store for all things Mizzou. The Tiger Team Store is your official store of Mizzou Athletics. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. with extended hours on game day. Located at Faroe Field or at TigerTeamStore.com. It's black and gold season at the Tiger Team Store.
At MediaCom, we believe no matter where you live or work, you should have access to fast, reliable internet. That's why we're one of the first in the nation to bring gig speeds to every customer we serve, why we invest billions of dollars into our network. And it's why you can always count on MediaCom to deliver 99.99% network reliability. The fact is, it doesn't matter where you are. With MediaCom, you're always moving forward. Network reliability based on the 2022 MediaCom Executive Summary Outage Exception Report.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletic season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Addison's restaurants are great local spots to visit before or after all Mizzou home games. Addison's has 2 locations to choose from in Southwest and downtown Columbia. Addison's features a full bar with over 20 beers on tap, including local brewers, and of course their famous Nachos Bianco. So, before or after the game, stop by Addison's. View the full menu online for both locations at addisonsgrill.com.
Protect yourself. Get the updated COVID-19 vaccine and your flu shot at the same time at Hy-Vee. That's right, you can save time and get your COVID-19 and flu shot at the same time. Schedule your updated COVID-19 vaccine and flu shot online today. Or just stop by any Hy-Vee pharmacy whenever it's convenient for you. No appointment necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, earn a 20-cent fuel saver. Your Hy-Vee pharmacy is here to help you and your family stay healthy. Some restrictions apply.
At Country Financial, we make insurance easy. Whether you're shopping for home, auto, or more, our representatives will take the time to understand your specific needs and explain what options work best for you. Worry less and feel more confident knowing you're covered. Visit countryfinancial.com to get started today. Experience more with Country Financial. Auto and home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, and Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
Tiger Talk on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield. I'm Mike Kelly. We're at Bud's Classic Barbecue here in Columbia. Don't forget the Tigers have a bye week this week. Missouri will be back in action coming up on the 9th of November as they take on the Oklahoma Sooners. That game will be an evening kickoff. Show your swagger with a Tiger checking card from Central Bank. It's the only place for Tiger checking. Open it today, www.centralbank.net. We always try to personalize things when guests come on each and every week, particularly those that we don't get a chance to talk to on a frequent basis. I've known you for a long, long time. We first got to meet each other back in 1997. Had a chance to not only work with you, but work for you, and to have you back. We're just so excited to have you and Brandy back in town, and so it's so cool. But there have been so many people that have touched you along the way that I want to get a thought from you on the impact that those people have had on Laird Veatch as a person and also as an administrator. Let's begin with your father.
All right, you're gonna touch on the heartstrings, huh? Start right away with the dad. My dad. I just realized this as we were talking that talking about John Cadillac earlier. My dad has some of those same kind of qualities. Mm-hmm. He is a people person. He grew up on a farm, poor Southwest Kansas farmer kid, and then ended up being a salesman. So he sold life insurance for a company called Thrivent Financial. Now it used to be called Age Association for Lutherans, and so he would interact with people all day long. And he did that literally for 30 plus years. Hall of Fame in their sales group. And that's because he had that kind of personality. People just connected with him. He had that influence on me, and I kind of saw the value of, what it means to be a salesperson and to generate that kind of support for a family. And he's inspirational in a lot of ways. He's also a friend and just a wonderful guy. Every time I'm around somebody else that's been with him, previously they always say, "How's your dad?" How's your dad? Just because he has that connection with him.
You played at Kansas State for Bill Snyder, who Coach Cadillac used to refer to as William the Conqueror because of what he did in transforming the Kansas State program. What did you learn from Bill Snyder as a player?
Well, you learn a lot of things working for a coach like that. I get asked that a lot about the kind of impact he had, what I learned from him. What I consistently say is hard work, because he was an old school, hard-nosed, just a worker of all workers. I literally think of in a profession where coaches are known for long hours. I don't know if anybody's ever worked harder than that guy. And he had that expectation of the people around him. He set a really high bar in terms of attention to detail and toughness and being extremely organized. He's one of the most consistent, organized, planned, thoughtful people I've ever met. And there was no stone left unturned, and he had a plan literally for every day, every minute, and every step along the way with that program. You got to see that come true over time. It was really, really rewarding to be a part of that, seeing how bad it was for so many years and being on the front end of it, where it literally transformed in front of my eyes as a player, with my teammates. So it was a meaningful experience. For sure.
I can remember being in Kansas State doing a basketball game and looking across the way, and Coach Snyder is seated across the way in a suit and tie for the basketball game, and he has his legs crossed and he's got his legal pad, and he's sitting there as the game's going on, and he's just writing notes, and who knows what it is, probably something about how to improve his program. But it was just something, an image that I'll always remember. Mike Alden here at the University of Missouri. What were the things you took away from Mike?
Yeah, I've said this as well many times. He's arguably the best teacher I've ever had. Mike was also one that was demanding. We look back, particularly in those early years when he first arrived. He expected a lot of us, but he also was unbelievably good about including young administrators. I mean, I remember being in a room in the corner listening when he is interviewing head coach candidates for football or basketball. Really high level things that he allowed us to see and be around and understand. And it taught us a lot. It taught us a lot about the fundamentals of being a good athletic administrator, and I think that's, really why you see so many of us that are out in this profession now that take pride in, being part of his team, of Alden's Army.
For a moment, you transitioned from athletics into multimedia sports rights. You were the general manager of Mizzou Sports Properties, and you also formed a relationship not only then, but before then, with Roger Gardner, a longtime executive with Learfield. What did you learn from Roger?
Well, you're certainly hitting on all the high points. I mentioned John Cadillac is one of my favorite people of all time, and Roger Gardner's in that category too. There's certain people that come along in your life that you just sort of immediately connect with. It's not like I've talked to him every week or month for the last several years, but he is somebody that I always knew I could call, and just a great mentor, both personally and professionally. Really smart, really strategic, and just has a way of being so perceptive about issues or challenges you're dealing with, and be able to help you through that, really any step along the way.
During your time at the University of Memphis as the athletic director, you got a chance to meet Fred Smith, the founder and chairman of FedEx. You also were able to work a little bit of a deal with Mr. Smith. Just what were your takeaways from Fred Smith, and maybe a business thing that you might have learned from him along the way?
Yeah, he was just an unbelievably bright man, first of all, that saw things in a big picture way that most people just don't ever see. He was in his upper 70s when I got to know him, but yet he was there engaged in that business at a high level, every day. And I don't know how many times I was fortunate enough to go by his office. Every time he called for something, I was happy to go deliver it by hand, but for a ticket or whatever it was. And it just gave me a chance to really, get to know somebody that, his business perception, but also his awareness of college athletics. He even, for example, at one point, when Memphis was attempting to get into the Big 12, I'd asked him to call, some important people in that process. Mm-hmm. And he would call afterwards and sort of download me what his sales pitch was, and it was better than anything I could deliver. And he just had that unbelievable ability to see things. And he saw the value of college athletics, college football in particular for him, and the impact that it has beyond just the wins and losses, what it does for a university and a community. Overall, that's why he invested, right? He invested in that program because he believed in the return that it would have for not only the fans, but the city that his company was based in, and the impact that would have overall. He's just a real big picture thinker.
It's great to see you tonight. We're blessed that you're here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
That's Missouri's Director of Athletics, Laird Veatch. I'm Mike Kelly. Brian Smith up next on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
They're here. They're hungry. And they can't be stopped with ivermectin. Choose Safeguard when you deworm your cattle to take out resistant parasites like brown stomach worm, 𝑻𝒂𝒊𝒈𝒆𝒓 𝑻𝒂𝒍𝒌, and others. With Safeguard's efficacy, you can kill more resistant worms in your cattle, so you don't leave potential on the table. Consult your veterinarian for the diagnosis and treatment of parasitism. Then bite back at safeguardworks.com.
You could call it swagger. You could call it a vibe. You could call it confidence. You could call it cool. Or you could call it exactly as it is, Tiger Pride. Show your Mizzou spirit with the Tiger Checking Card, only from Central Bank. Sign up today at tigerchecking.com. Central Bank. Strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024, Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh, did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did? Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Preparation is the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Tigers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. 𝑍𝒌 has your pregame routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local 𝑍𝒌 station. Tiger Pride, powered locally.
If you want an inside look at Mizzou football that you won't get anywhere else, you want the Inside Mizzou Athletics podcast.
Nate Noel.
Electric, game-changing, game-breaker. That's all I can really describe it as.
Zion Young.
I played lacrosse. I was wing in lacrosse.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Were you knocking people down? Were you
that's exactly what I played, the wing, to knock people down and go get that ball first.
Subscribe today to the Inside Mizzou Athletics podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Original content plus replays of Tiger Talk and more. The Inside Mizzou Athletics podcast, presented by Shelter Insurance.
Tiger Talk from Bud's Classic Barbecue on 9th Street in Columbia. I'm Mike Kelly. Hope you enjoyed our conversation with Missouri's Director of Athletics, Laird Veatch. Partner with the Tigers in the Food Bank, the official partner, charitable partner of Mizzou Athletics. Visit scoreagainsthunger.org to learn how you can help in the Score Against Hunger campaign. It's presented by 𝒊𝒂𝒄. Save the date. This year's Taste of the Tiger event coming up on Tuesday, November the 12th from the Columns Club at Faurot Field. And by the way, we will be there to broadcast this show as well. Gentile is now the apparel provider for Mizzou Sports Network. You can check out the new collection of Mizzou apparel available at gentileapparel.com or at Bingham's in downtown Columbia the next time that you're in town for a game. Gentile Apparel, a proud partner with Mizzou Athletics. He is in his 27th season as the head wrestling coach at the University of Missouri. A future Hall of Famer indeed, my friend Mr. Brian Smith.
How are we doing, Mike?
Doing great. I still remember when you and Denise moved to town. Lori and I were living in Bedford Walk, just down the street. Dave and Cheryl Tobe. You stayed with the Tobes for a little bit of time after coming to town. It's been a long time, my friend. It's been a long time.
Those were the early years.
Yeah, those were, yeah.
They said you get a week of housing, and I'm like, all right, where do I live? I still own a home in Syracuse. So Dave said, you're in the basement. Let's go.
And the rest is history.
Yeah, it's awesome.
26 previous seasons, 3 Big 12 championships, 9 MAC titles. At least one wrestler has competed in the NCAA championships in each of the previous 26 seasons. Talk about consistency. That completely defines Brian Smith's program, is consistency. Why? Why have you been able to develop that level of consistency at a program that's not traditionally known as a wrestling program before you arrived?
It's culture. You have to recruit the right kids, and it starts when they're juniors now. When I first started, it was really after their junior year, but now it's in the beginning of their junior year, and you're getting to know kids, you get to know their families, you get to know their coaches, and they get to know you. And if they want to be a part of our program, they got to know that it's pretty simple. It's very black and white. We go to every class. I was telling Laird the other day that I get tired of the compliance people asking for my team rules and they never believe me. But it's go to every class, live Tiger style, see number 1 or whatever, and that's it. just go to class, you're going to graduate, I know they're going to come to practice, but then live it every day. If you live Tiger style every day, and our kids do that. When you talk to our guys, I think we have the most percentage in grad school right now. A third of our team is in grad school doing like high level stuff. Noah Certain wants to be a doctor, and Keegan O'Toole's in the MBA program, and they just crush it, and they really want to do well. If they're going to do well on the mat, they're going to do well in the classroom, and that's what we expect, and that's what we recruit. So that culture, and then it's the one mores. When you have guys trying to do extra. I never run long practices. I used to when I was younger. I run short practices, and they never leave. As soon as I end practice, even in the summer, I'll videotape because they'll stay for 30, 40 minutes, working on technique, working to grow and get better, and that's the type of culture we want, where guys want to be there, they want to stay there and get better.
There are people that are watching tonight that haven't had a chance to hear you speak before, and you say Tiger style. Define what Tiger style is.
It's the 4 pillars. You have to believe in it. So when if you closed your eyes right now and you thought of something that you want to do, whether it's retire, whether it's go on vacation or buy this new house, that's the vision that you have, and that's the belief part of it. And so we talk to these kids about, what do you want to be? I want to be an engineer. I want to be a national champ. That's their vision in their head. And so that's the belief part. So that's going to drive you a little bit. But then it's the compete. The second level of Tiger style is compete. And everybody thinks it's compete on a Saturday or a Friday night. No, it's every day. When you wake up, what are you doing? Are you making your bed? Are you doing this? Are you going to every class? That's competing. What do you do? So it's every little detail of your day. Are you doing it right? And once you start competing like that, then you got to do the one mores. And the third level of Tiger style is, if everybody from our 35 guys to the 10, 12 people on staff, from our strength coach to a nutritionist to the assistant coaches, have to do something, whether it's make one more recruiting call, one more booster club call, talk to people, write notes. We write tons of notes every week as a staff to recruits, to boosters, and it's amazing. Just that little thing makes a big difference. And so when you do the one mores, you're believing in it, competing for it, doing one mores. What's going to happen is you're going to walk to the mat, you're going to go to that classroom when there's a test, and you're going to expect to win, not hope. You're not going to hope to win, you're going to expect it because you prepared for it by believing and living the lifestyle. So that's what our guys do.
You've written a book. What is its title, and when will it come out?
Tiger Style. And I'm driving up tomorrow to Marceline, Missouri to visit with Don Sullivan because they're printing my book. So I'm taking a couple people up, and we're going up there. We're going to watch it from the start and see. And they keep asking me questions. I'm like, I've never done this, so I have no idea what you're talking about. I said it would be like me trying to explain moves to these people on the phone at Walsworth. I'm like, I'll be there. You just tell me where to look and what to do. So I'm excited that I spent this summer. I would finish work and then stay at the office for a few hours every night and just taking old stories and things. And then I have in the book, there's stories from Ben Askren, Jaden Cox, and Mark Ellis, a couple other guys that I wrote a version of the story, and I let them rebuttal and write their version. So those will be in there too.
Can't wait to see it. When will it come out?
Sometime. I'm not allowed to put a date, they told me, because you're not allowed to do that, so then you're lying. So it's sometime in the middle of November. It'll be on sale on Amazon.
Great gift for Christmas. Let's close with this. What do you like about your team as you get set to open up November the 2nd at Northern Colorado?
Just the mixture of youth and the experience, and just how the youth have bought in right away to the culture, and the older guys like Keegan O'Toole, Noah Certain, then we have the couple others, Josh Edmond and Hawks, Rocky Elam. There's just a good nucleus of the experience with the young guys buying in and just having fun. They're having fun and getting after it.
Great to see you. Thank you.
Great to see you, Mike.
It's Brian Smith. I'm Mike Kelly. Don Sullivan up next on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
It's game day, Tigers. Score a touchdown this fall with fast check-ins, short security lines, and nonstop flights on American Airlines from right here in Columbia. Whether you're traveling for the next big game or a quick getaway, Columbia Regional Airport gets you there easier and without the drive. Take the home field advantage to the skies at flycou.com. Columbia Regional Airport. There sooner, home faster.
The Club at Old Hawthorne is a terrific golf course with amazing practice facilities, which is why the Mizzou golf teams play here. Here's what you might not know. The Club at Old Hawthorne is a community with a welcoming environment that's a perfect fit for an active lifestyle. Golf, tennis, pickleball, swimming, and a fitness center with classes all at one club. The Club at Old Hawthorne. Visit oldhawthorne.com to learn more or schedule a tour. I'm Mike Kelly, the voice of the Missouri Tigers. How much do I love Old Hawthorne? I live here.
Protect yourself. Get the updated COVID-19 vaccine and your flu shot at the same time at Hy-Vee. That's right, you can save time and get your COVID-19 and flu shot at the same time. Schedule your updated COVID-19 vaccine and flu shot online today. Or just stop by any Hy-Vee pharmacy whenever it's convenient for you. No appointment necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, earn a 20-cent fuel saver. Your Hy-Vee pharmacy is here to help you and your family stay healthy. Some restrictions apply.
At Country Financial, we make insurance easy. Whether you're shopping for home, auto, or more, our representatives will take the time to understand your specific needs and explain what options work best for you. Worry less and feel more confident knowing you're covered. Visit countryfinancial.com to get started today. Experience more with Country Financial. Auto and home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, and Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
It's time to get back into routine that focuses on you. Move better, feel better, simply live better at Wilson's Fitness. Escape reality in the indoor saltwater pool. Detox in the saunas or heat things up with our hot yoga. Wilson's is here to support you, motivate you, and help smash your goals with group fitness classes, personal coaching, and endless amenities. Move better, feel better, simply live better at Wilson's Fitness in Columbia. Visit them at wilsonsfitness.com.
Black and Gold season never ends at the Tiger Team Store. Gear up for game day with the largest official selection of black and gold gear and gifts. From the latest Mizzou SEC gear to everything you need for your tailgate, the Tiger Team Store is your store for all things Mizzou. The Tiger Team Store is your official store of Mizzou Athletics. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. with extended hours on game day. Located at Faroe Field or at TigerTeamStore.com. It's Black and Gold season at the Tiger Team Store.
We continue on Tiger Talk from Bud's Classic Barbecue on 9th Street in downtown Columbia. I'm Mike Kelly. Don Sullivan joins us here in just a bit. Tailgates for the 24 football season on sale. Let Revel XP set up your turnkey tailgate just steps away from Memorial Stadium. Spots are filling up. Give them a call today, 573-355-9572, or visit revelxp.com/Mizzou for details. Tiger Talk brought to you by Shelter Insurance, ranked number 1 in customer satisfaction for auto insurance in the Central Region by J.D. Power. 6 of the last 7 years. We're your shield. We're your shelter. She's in her second year at the University of Missouri. A year ago, she won the SEC Coach of the Year after leading her team to the NCAA tournament with an 18-13 regular season. Please welcome Coach Don Sullivan, ladies and gentlemen.
Awesome.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, I love it. Love being in Buds, right?
Yeah, I love being in Buds, and your team's on a little bit of a heater right now. 6 consecutive matches you've won.
Yeah, they're on fire. It's been fun. And, since we came home, I think that's what did it. We came back to Mizzou, right? And these fans just lit this team up, and they've been playing like great, really great since then.
You were a player. You were an All-American at Kansas State. Went on to play professionally as well for a little bit. When did you get this bug that is called coaching, and when did it become something that definitively you thought you wanted to pursue?
It's probably during my years at college. I had an incredible coach. I had a coaching change after my freshman year, and I had a coach that came in and just kind of showed me that there's a way to coach and treat people the right way and lift people up and just build them as people. And so really thankful for him. My dad also coached me when I was young, and I think I just realized the impact you can have on people is really important in sport.
You were at UNLV. You were the 2-time Mountain West Coach of the Year. You were the second winningest coach in Rebels history, 109 matches won there. And then you got an opportunity to come to Missouri. Why? What was it that lured you to Mizzou?
Yeah. So I played at K-State. One of my first games ever played was here at Mizzou. And I remember shaking in my shoes, right? You walk out of the court, and I'm like, I had no idea what I was doing. is what it felt like. And I remember the experience of Hearns, and they had the Volley Zoo, and they were screaming in my ear, and I'm like, wow, this is a really incredible place to play. And then over the years, I coached Iowa State for many years, and we played. They used to be in the Big 12, right? And then we also played against them post.
Is it funny that you have to say to people,
I know.
Mizzou used to be in the Big 12 with Iowa State back in the day. Yeah, and the Big 8 and the Big 6 before that. It's crazy.
Myself?
It's crazy how the landscape has changed and continues to. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Yes, well, it's incredible, right?
Yeah.
And so I played down here quite a bit, and even just the years, as I was growing up and looking around in the community, I thought, wow, what a special place. You see these big rocks along the wall, when you're driving down the trees, and I'm a big outdoorsy person, so it really fit me. My husband's from Kansas, I'm from Minnesota, so it's a little bit closer to home. And then when I came back, and I just really felt the energy again, and I was like, this is it. This is where I need to be.
When you come in and take over a program, there are issues, right? That's why you're there, because issues existed and there had to be a change made. How in 1 year were you able to build a culture that would result in a winning season and a trip to the NCAA tournament?
Yeah. It's all about people. I think you just heard Brian Smith say it. It's about the people that you bring in. And we were really fortunate. We had a really solid foundation, the individuals that stayed. There was 5 that stayed. A lot of them from Missouri, right? They're so proud to be here and be home and representing their state. And so they set the foundation. And then those transfers that came in, they're like, this is the way we're going to do it. And so it was really, really incredible to bring in the type of people we brought in. Really high character individuals, but also understood there's a way and a standard we're going to do this. And they wanted to be great, and they put the work in to be great. And so I feel very fortunate about the people we were able to bring into this program, and also the people that stayed part of this program.
Don Sullivan is with us. She's Mizzou's volleyball coach. We're going to talk about her team. They are on fire. Big match coming up on Friday as they travel to 9th-ranked Texas. Back after this on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
The most powerful ideas come from understanding. By asking what's important here. At Great Southern Bank, we start by asking our customers to find out how we're doing and what they really need. Then we get to work, making banking easier and more effective, financing more flexible, and our communities better places to live. It's an ongoing team effort to keep improving how we serve our neighbors day after day. And it all starts with understanding what really matters. Learn more at GreatSouthernBank.com. Member FDIC.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is McGruff the Crime Dog, and I need you to help me take a bite out of crime. Another teenager, victim to fake pills bought from social media. This doesn't seem like a drug deal, but it definitely is. Should buying prescription pills be that easy? Many fake pills contain fentanyl, and an amount small enough to fit on the tip of a pencil can be lethal. So listen, before buying pills from social media, think again. Learn more at McGruffPSA.org and go for real. Brought to you by USPTO and the National Crime Prevention Council.
Yes! I finally got my first phone!
It is exciting. Let's learn a few things about online safety first.
We can secure our world. Online security depends on you and me. Install updates, make better passwords. Think before you click, use multiple factors. That's how we can secure our world.
Learn more at CISA.gov/secure our world.
Final segment on our Socket Fiber coaches interview as we're joined by Don Sullivan, the Mizzou volleyball coach. Her team will be on the road coming up on Friday at the University of Texas in Austin against the 9th-ranked Longhorns. Mizzou football proud to partner with the Missouri Credit Union and Hy-Vee in an effort to sack hunger in Missouri for each Tiger sack. During the 24 season, each partner donates $300 to the food bank for Central and Northeast Missouri. Don Sullivan's team 15-5, 6-2 in the SEC, tied for second place, riding a 6-match winning streak, 5 of those matches in SEC play. And now that sets the stage for a big trip coming up this weekend as you head down to Texas to take on the Longhorns. First of all, just a thought on the matchup.
Yeah, I'm excited. You know, our team set some goals early on in the season, and we're within reach, and they were lofty. And I'm really excited to see, you know, how do they step up to the plate, and can we handle this adversity and go for it. Some
impressive notes, you know, that your team has put together. Ranked first in the SEC for assists per set at 13.8. That's second in the NCAA, by the way. Kills per set, 14.7, first in the NCAA. Assists, 1,026. Kills, 1,090. Aces, 145. That's 1.9 aces per set, which is second in the SEC. Mizzou also is second in the conference for hitting percentage, which is at 307th in the NCAA. To define that, hitting percentage is like a baseball player at the plate. So did you know that your team coming into the season, based on what you had coming back and what you were bringing in, would be capable of putting together numbers like these?
We always have opportunity, right?
Sure.
And
yeah.
I think we knew we had the pieces in place to be really offensive, and I think that is one of our strengths. And then we have one of the best liberos, you know, the backcourt, able to put our balls in system and dig balls in system. And then we brought in another DS, right, Kiara, to help allow us to be in system as much as we are. And so, as well as a setter and a big outside. So we brought in some really key pieces that allowed us to have some success in that space, and they're doing their job.
Maya Sands is the 2023 Libero of the Year in the SEC. Also was all SEC, also all region. Career best match of 30 digs and 4 assists, also an ace at Arkansas. What makes her capable of playing that position, which requires so much at such a high level?
Yeah, Maya is, I don't know, you just say Maya Sands. That's who Maya is. Any ball that is ever touched, she will be going for. She works so hard, and she is one of the most consistent human beings in how she trains, but also how she thinks. So she walks in that gym, and it's the same person every single day, and it's that high standard. And so she sets it for our team. You know, she walks out to practice. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is. Maya Sands is going to be going all out for every ball.
Maria Crownover was named the SEC Setter of the Week recently. Here's a young lady that is from Austin, Texas, and is now the starting center at the University of Missouri. That is such an important position as the quarterback of the team. What does she do so well that helps lead not only your team in transition from offense to defense and things like that? What are her skills? What's her skill set, I guess, is probably the way to frame it.
Yeah. You know, Marina she's working so hard. You know, coming into a brand new system right away and taking charge of that, it's hard. And to learn everybody, I thought one thing she did really well over the summer, she got to know people. It was about relationships. Like I said earlier, it's about people and relationships. And she did that to a high level. And then as she got on the court, she worked really hard, and she's a learner. Mm-hmm. And I think every game she's trying to pick out, okay, how do I need to tweak that? How do I need to improve that? And she does that just an exceptional level.
Who are some of the other players that you would point to in terms of the consistent level of play that you know you're going to get each and every night out?
Yeah, Jordan Iliff. Jordan, you know, he's from St. Louis, Missouri kid, and she has brought this program and is the one that never went back, you know, decided I'm never going to leave. This is where I'm going to be, and this is the program I want to make great. And so Jordan Iliff, she is huge for us, and she does such a great job on the service line. I think she might be leading the conference in service aces, but then also with her block and her offense, and she is just solid for us. Anything she touches is golden. And then the other one is Michael Vernon. She transferred in for us, and you know, I don't know where she is statistically, but she's maybe second in conference in kills per set, and she had a really phenomenal weekend this last weekend down in Arkansas. I think 37 kills in 4 sets, and so every ball you gave her, she was going to put away.
Which, by the way, is a record. The previous record was 35 kills, and so 37 against Arkansas on Friday. Also finished with 38.0 points, which also is a Mizzou single match record. Outside hitter from the state of New York, hitting 385.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
That's pretty doggone impressive. Yeah.
She flies, let me tell you. You should come watch. Well, you do.
Absolutely.
You watch a lot of volleyball, right?
I love the sport.
Yeah.
I want to talk about some of the things coming up, because you've got an SEC 3-match homestand coming up at the Hearn Center, beginning on the 6th of November. Georgia comes to town. Student Organization Night, Alzheimer's Awareness Night, Autism Awareness Night. So How did you partner with those organizations to be able to create something like this on November the 6th?
Yeah, I think both of those areas are really important to us as a
Right.
program. You know, they touch our staff in a very unique way, and wanted to make sure our student athletes still continue to understand, like, we're playing this sport for a bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
And we can impact many people and empower many people to understand that they can do a lot more as long as they continue to give. And so those are some reasons why we chose those organizations.
You can catch Don's team also on November the 10th against South Carolina at 5:30. It's Alumni Day and First Responders Appreciation Day. Then on November the 15th against number 24 Florida, Beach Bash and Hawaiian shirt giveaway. I want to talk a little bit about, again, the program and the standards. Brian talks about Tiger Style. Others talk about the foundational elements of their program. Describe what those would be for your volleyball program.
Yeah, we live into some values we call LFG.
Okay.
Most people know as like, let's F and go, right? But for us, it is a little bit of that.
I've never heard of that phrase. I'm sorry.
I know.
Lived a sheltered life. And so.
I know. You know, you got to have a little grit. You got to have a little some passion inside of you, right? But for us, it means that. But it also means for us, love, family, and grit.
Mm-hmm.
And so we want to love every minute we have out on that court, and each other, and everything that we have. We got to show love to it. Family, we truly are a sisterhood. You know, you look at this team and the way they interact and the way they communicate, the way they spend time together. They're sisters, they're family. The way they get mad at each other even, right? But the way you have to communicate and talk and make those things up, and it's truly family. And then grit. You know, I think you see that every moment on the court when you walk out there. Is that team, they let it rip. And what I mean by that is they're relentless. They're so intentional. They're positive, and they're just really passionate learners. And I think those are some things that our team lives into every single day.
As you've come in now in your second season and have started to build this, right? Yeah. How has the perception of Mizzou volleyball changed in the state of Missouri and also for those areas in which you recruit?
Yeah, it's been huge. You know, St. Louis is a huge hotbed for us. Right. Kansas City is a huge, honestly, everywhere in Missouri. This year we ran a team camp, and just even the high school teams that came and the way they were supportive, and they're still coming back to watch our games. This is Mizzou, the state of Missouri, right? They're all about Mizzou, and I think the more and more we continue to prove and show that we can live into these values and that high character, they want to come be a part of this program, and I'm fired up about that.
What are some of the strengths of Mizzou that you recruit to each and every week?
Yeah, it's that character. You know, we really, it's about the people. It always about the people, and I think it's not just our team, but the people around us. And it's our fans. It's even afterwards, you know, we have this huge long lines of people that want to get signatures from our student athletes, but it's like how we treat those people as well is really important to our program. Beautiful, beautiful campus. You know, Mizzou is incredible. It'd be beautiful.
Thank you so much for your time tonight. I sincerely appreciate it, and good luck as you head down to Austin, Texas this weekend to take on the Longhorns on Friday night.
Awesome.
That is Don Sullivan. Part of the program tonight is the Socket Fiber Coach's interview with Don. Remember that Socket Fiber is the most reliable fiber for your internet as well. Our thanks to Coach Brian Smith, also to Missouri's Director of Athletics, Laird Veatch, and thanks to you. Thanks for listening to Tiger Talk and watching from Bud's Classic Barbecue. I'm Mike Kelly. We'll talk to you next week here on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
You've been listening to Tiger Talk, presented by Bud's Classic Barbecue, located on 9th Street in downtown Columbia. Also brought to you by Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Central Bank Tiger Network.